YouTube, welcome to another edition of OG Marv Whispers. Today I'm going to talk about Facebook. Them Gestapo ass motherfuckers that run that goddamn social media website, they're full of shit. I made a post after watching a Maury show the other day where this dumb, uneducated, black-ass bitch was on there embarrassing our black community, as they often do. Nothing's worse than an uneducated black bitch that doesn't know what she's doing. And this particular bitch, it's like, first of all, they don't have shit. They already don't have nothing. And, for them to embarrass our race as a people by illustrating how stupid and ignorant they are, pisses me off, to be honest. Now, I know that, people don't really, I know that kind of shit sells on TV. And, ratings are what TV is, all about, because ratings and people watching the show, the sponsors figure that they'll buy advertising time on those shows and get people to buy their products. That's what it really is all about. Everything, and you got to realize something about America. America is money driven. Everything about America is bullshit because it's all money driven. Everything is glossed over, sparkly, bubbly, bullshit. Like you go to Disneyland, there's all these, make believe characters that they're selling to your kids to make you bring your kids to Disneyland. It's a fucking marketing scheme. America is nothing but a marketing scheme everywhere. And it's a damn shame because, everybody doesn't have money. Everybody can't afford to do everything. And some of those people get left behind because they can't, because you're judged in this country by how much money do you have? What's your status economically? What's your, and to some degree, what's your status educationally? Because if you're an uneducated nigger from the ghetto, America don't give a fuck about you. I'm going to say that again. If you're an uneducated nigger from the ghetto, America doesn't give a rat's fucking ass about you, and neither do the sponsors, because you ain't got no money to buy their product. Everything is about money in America. Everything. It's a damn shame how this country is. It's a damn shame how the fucking world is. I see these, like the Palestinians and the Israelis. Them motherfuckers been fighting since Jesus' time. And they're still fighting. Here it is, 2,000 some years later, and they still, can't figure it the fuck out. You know why? Because it's about money. See, the higher ups in the Israeli government and the higher ups in the Palestinian government, they don't give a fuck about fighting, not really. What they care about is money. And see, the rest of the world is okay with them fighting because they're buying guns and they're buying ammunition and they're buying tanks and they're buying all this bullshit for war, which drives the economy there. Along with the oil and shit too, but everybody don't own oil. But a lot of people have stocks and shit in people that are bomb manufacturers, gun makers, shit like that. Because how many brains does it really take for a motherfucker to figure out that humans and guns don't mix? Human beings don't have sense enough to not get angry and make and take action on that anger at the moment. Because if they had waited 5 minutes later and thought about it, they probably wouldn't have killed nobody. They probably wouldn't have shot that person they got mad at. But see, they don't wait. They act on impulse. They act on, how I'm feeling right now. Right now, you done pissed me off, so I want to kill you. No, see, A smart person doesn't do that. Smart people don't do that. Smart people circumvent that bullshit because that is bullshit, and bullshit is a non-factor in life. People get caught up in bullshit. Like tonight, I was watching the news, and here these motherfuckers on the shooting out a party bus. 2 girls got killed. 2 young girls. Because these are teenagers that do that party bus bullshit. Unfortunately, that's Oakland. You can't do that kind of shit in Oakland because guns and ghetto mentality run Oakland. There's too many uneducated, unemployed young people that don't realize the value of going to school, getting an education, getting a job, doing something worthwhile instead of out there killing each other, looking like fucking idiots. And, I kind of think in the back of my mind that to some degree, the powers that be kind of wanted to stay that way because it does generate income. You got to have ambulance drivers. You got to have hospitals with doctors and nurses and janitors and maids and, all kinds of people, nurses, I always say nurses. It generates income. Because the bottom line is, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not Albert Einstein or no damn body. But I got sense enough to know that if niggas didn't have guns, and especially ignorant ass niggas and drug addicts and people who shouldn't have guns, if nobody had guns, nobody would get killed with guns. Guns don't kill people. People kill people, okay? But guns not being manufactured and sold in our country would really lower the percentage of people getting killed, at least getting killed by guns. Now, if I can figure that out, and I'm like I say, I went to college, but I'm not the brightest goddamn color in the box. If I can figure that out, damn well they could figure it out too. Them smart ass motherfucker that graduated from, cum laude or whatever the fuck they call that. Goddamn well they know it too. They don't give a fuck. Because most of the time it doesn't affect them. It's not until they lose one of their relatives that it matters. And even then, they don't do shit about it. Because they really wanted to do, let me show you something. Back in the day, they had this goddamn stupid fly that came over here from some country, I guess them Mexicans or whatever, them cotton pickers or whoever they are, brought them fucking bugs over here to this country. And I can't even think of the name of it, but it was some kind of fly. You don't see that fly around now, do you? Now, they can eradicate a goddamn fly population that they have no control over, really. If they could eradicate and stop that fly, why can't they stop guns? They can't. They don't want to. They want niggas to be out there killing each other. That's what they want. It's like war. I'm not a person who advocates war. I don't like war. I don't think nobody should be killing each other over nothing. Like the Palestinians and Israelis, I have no idea what the fucking is the problem over there. What are they disagreeing? What are they fighting for? It's like Oakland, when gangs fight each other over some territory that they don't even fucking own. The Crips and the Bloods, they don't own a goddamn thing. They don't own that neighborhood they're claiming. It's not theirs. They don't own shit. I venture to say not near one of them own not even one fucking house in them neighborhoods. But yet, they're fighting each other over territory. What territory? That's stupid. That's just the concept of that alone is stupid. Which goes to show you how stupid you have to be to even want to be in a motherfucking gang. I lost one of my sons to gangs. My son was in the Norteños, and he wasn't even black. I mean, he wasn't even Mexican. He was black. We are black. And I asked him about it too. I said, I went to him one time and I said, like, me and him were talking. And I said, Joseph, why are you in the Norteños? You're not a Mexican. I'm not Mexican. Your mom's not Mexican. How the hell you get in there? Well, what I didn't know, because, I had been trained about prison gangs because I worked at San Quentin State Prison as a correctional officer. And so, during the academy, that's one of the things that they teach you about is gangs. And, I was taught that, the Norteños were an offshoot from the Mexican mafia. That whole gang thing is just like fucking crazy if you ever study it or have to learn about it. Because, all it is at the end of it, you only get out two ways. You get killed by your gang, or you get killed by the other gang. I'm sorry, three ways. Or you just die of natural causes. But you ain't getting out the game once you get in there. The way out is to die. The whole mentality of that gang bullshit is just crazy. But that's what goes on because a lot of parents in ghettos don't have educations and don't have the presence of mind to have seen themselves struggle and not want that for their children. So, teach their children at a young age not to get involved with that kind of shit. People aren't born criminals. I know some people don't agree with that. Some people think that people are born to do what they do, but I don't believe that. I think that for the most part, criminals are born out of necessity. Like, if you ain't got nothing to eat, or you're not going to sit there and starve, that's one reason why they created like the welfare system. Because if you don't give poor people some kind of way to eat, they're going to come get your food. So rather than have them come, marching up to their house, knocking on their door, they created a welfare system so that poor people could eat and have a way to pay their bills and live, basically. They don't give them much. It doesn't really, last from month to month, but it's better than nothing. And at least they get to eat, and they get to have a roof over their head. It's like Facebook tries to silence things they don't agree with, and I've noticed that, and I've talked to a lot of people who had that happen to them. And it's kind of stupid because I got enough computer savvy, well, like I did. I wasn't off Facebook yesterday when they suspended me. I was off for about 30 minutes, however long it took me to go and create another email account and use that account to create another Facebook account. It's just that simple. So they didn't really keep me off the motherfucker. I was still on there. All they did was inconvenience me for a day. But they need to stop doing that shit. Just because they own the rights to the platform shouldn't give them the right to monitor it and judge it themselves. That shit should be done by a neutral, disinterested party if they're going to do that. It shouldn't be done by them. I've always had an issue with that. I used to have to fight with AOL about that same issue back in the day, 30 years ago, when AOL first came out, before Facebook and all this bullshit. AOL was the going thing in modern communication on the internet, and so I had got into it with some. And see, here's the thing: you don't even know when you talk to people on the internet. You don't really know who the fuck they are. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. I would venture to say that at least 80% of the people on the internet are not who they say they are or present themselves to be to you. And especially with females. A lot of females that are on there aren't even females. They're guys scamming people, trying to scam other guys into sending them money. That's a whole nother show. But I think I'm going to talk on that one day, because that's a sick ass business. And why, with the advent of the internet, needs to also be some borders and lines drawn. Some kind of way they need to have some ability to control criminals. See, I'm not advocating that, like, for instance, if I got on Facebook and said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to murder my ex-wife, that bitch. I'm going to kill that bitch. Or I'm going to have that bitch, I'm going to have her murdered." I mean, I got a little money. I can pay somebody, because like in a place like Oakland, shit, you can damn near give a motherfucker a $20 bag of weed and they'll kill anybody you want. But, had I said something like that on the internet and Facebook was jumping them down, I would understand that. Because that's for one thing, it's really bad. But another thing, it is kind of, immoral, or it's a criminal act. I'm not down with advertising doing the criminal act and it'd be okay. No, I'm not saying that. I was merely talking about the fact that this stupid bitch embarrassed me as a black man to the point where she makes our race look stupid. And and I like Maury Povich. I think he's really cool. And I don't really think that he's trying to put black people in a bad light or anything. I don't think he's racist or any of that. I do think Facebook is racist. I think they're racist as fucking hell. I do. I think them fucking punk ass motherfuckers that sit up there and decide who can and who cannot be on their platform. I think them bitches are all a bunch of fucking racists. I think they're a bunch of fucking dick sucking faggots, to be honest with you, because they protect the lesbian and the gay community. Used to be a time that shit was left in the dark. It wasn't all brought out in the open like it is now. Now you can walk down the street in San Francisco and see two men fucking kissing. I got kids. Do I want my kids seeing that bullshit or growing up to be, fucked up in the mind? I don't. And they don't need to see that shit. They're going to see it, enough, as they go through life. But they don't need to see it as kids. That shouldn't be their first impressions of life. Now it's okay in school to be gay and be kissing on, two boys kissing on each other, and, playing with each other's dick. Come on now. I mean, that's fucked up. Our society is just way too accepting of a lot of bullshit, and places like Facebook, play to that. You know what I'm saying? They allow it to happen. They actually are perpetrators or enablers of that. That's one reason why our fucking country's all fucked up. And women marrying women and men marrying men, fucking each other in the butt. What the hell? What kind of shit is that? I'm telling you, our country is going in the wrong direction. And Facebook is helping it go to hell. No, that's my rant. I just wanted to get that off my chest because Facebook fucking sucks. If anybody on Facebook watches this, fuck you. You know what, Facebook? Fuck you in your Facebook ass. That being said, if you watch my show, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, or dislike it and subscribe. Tell your friends to do the same. I could use a little audience. At any rate, this is OG Mar. This is my show, OG Mar Whispers. Thank you for watching if you did. Thank you for watching the video if you watched it later. Until I see you again or have another hair up my ass, be cool. And watch your own back, because ain't nobody else watching it for you. Good night.